Oh, yeah. Goodness me. The aforementioned Ashley Webster and Susan Lee, both with us this morning, along with Scott Martin and David Dietz. Right. Forget political turmoil. Forget the toxic politics of D.C. Scott, I'll put it to you. This market just wants to go up. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm down with that, to put it in the words the kids use these days. Because here's the, well, I want to get to every viewer here today because this is important. You know, what's starting to happen is, Stuart, is the market's looking forward. And I get it. We've got a lot of noise with trade talks. There's a little noise here and there, like you guys mentioned, about rising interest rates, inflation. The Fed's going to hike rates a couple more times this year. But my goodness, corporate earnings are very strong. There is going to be a resolution, Virginia, on the trade talks with Canada and China, and that's the kind of thing that the market's looking forward to, not backwards on.
Look closely now. The Dow is up 200 points. That puts it at 26,604. That means we're about a dozen points away.
No, there you go.
We got it. We just got an intraday high of 26,617. We just hit that. 26,617. We just hit that mark. The previous closing high was 26,616. Let's not get technical here. This is a rip-roaring rally. Yes. David Dietz, the market just wants to go up.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I like most about this is it's broadening out. You know, Dow has not hit a new high since January. Now the Dow is about ready to hit a new high. So it's not just about Bitcoins, not just about social media, but actually the industrials and so forth, consumer staples, they are participating. People are ignoring the so-called trade skirmishes. Yes, Jamie Dimon, thank you. And focusing on those fundamentals.
Yeah. We're up 237 points, 26,640. Right from the opening bell, which was only 3 minutes ago, we've just jumped up well over 200 points. New record high for the Dow Industrials. Let me talk to you about Amazon. As we've said, they are considering opening up to 3,000 cashierless stores by 2021. It seems to me, Scott, that this is another game changer from the company which is the ultimate game changer. What do you say?
Yeah, Amazon is king with changing the game, aren't they? And they pretty much can do whatever they want these days. So I'm guessing this is going to be successful, and that's why we own Amazon for ourselves and our clients. You know, they just opened one downtown here in Chicago, which I'm planning to go to by the end of the week. And if you look at what they're doing in their stores, and look at the experience, too, even all the way back, Stuart, which seems like ancient history now, the Amazon bookstore experience. These are things that work because they change the game, they innovate, and they appeal to consumers, which is why people are shopping at these cashless stores.
Okay, we're up 206 points, 26,600. We have new record highs this morning for the Dow, and, by the way, for the S&P 500. So it's a broad-based rally, big time. The big pop, well, there was a big pop yesterday for the Canadian marijuana grower named Tilray. Yeah. It plans to import cannabis here for clinical trials. So, David, I mean, this thing's up and down. It's up today, $28 higher.
Another 12%.
Did you tell me, Ashley, that when it went on an IPO...
2 months ago, it's $17.
2 months ago, it was $17.
July 19th.
It's a pot stock. It's now $238.
Yep.
What do you make of this, Dietz?
Yes, steer clear, please, investors out there. I mean, I'm not... Obviously, there will ultimately be a role for cannabis and marijuana in the economy, but right now, valuations are completely divorced from any kind of reality. Remember, yesterday, in terms of Tilray, there's more trading volume than there's actual float, which means the average stock isn't being held for a day. That's speculation, not investing.
Right. There's only 21 million shares out there, 30 million exchange hands, and 20% of the stock is being shorted at this point. So it's highly speculative. And these stocks, these companies don't even make money at this point. So if you want to talk about PE, I think you can't even go there because it's astronomical, but highly speculative.
It got halted 5 times in an hour yesterday because of that high volatility.
Well,
it looks like it's, you know, it could be headed in the same direction today.
It's a trader's stock.
It is.
You're in, you're
out.
Sure. That's what it is. Is Peter Thiel involved in this?
He is a venture-backed fund that, you know, has made a lot of money off Tilray.
Yes, he has.
But other names to look at, Canopy Growth and Aurora Cannabis, which might be signing a deal with Coca-Cola.
What did you say, Scott?
Kronos is another one, guys. I got to disagree with David, and I kind of forgot what we were just talking about, speaking of marijuana. But anyway, you know, it's funny. The thing is, though, I disagree with David. The cannabis industry is just starting to get its sea legs, and you got to see how regulation is starting to appeal to some of these cannabis companies. Yes, a lot of them are still in Canada, but they're coming to the United States. So this industry is one to watch.
But remember, in 1999, people said the same thing about the internet. And an awful lot of the NASDAQ took 15 years to recover.
Still around.
The internet had to, yeah, it's still around, but investors lost a lot of money.
Okay, check the big board. You have to check it constantly because we're in record territory. At this moment, the Dow's up 230 points, 26,635. That's where we are. Some stocks in the news, briefly. Comcast and Fox will settle their $35 billion takeover battle for Sky. There'll be a rare weekend auction. That'll settle it. Rosy outlook from the parent company of Olive Garden. That parent company is Darden Restaurants. There's some dispute about Olive Garden and its Italian ethnicity and its backdrop there.
Real Italian food.
Is it real Italian food?
I say that for Justin, our executive
Yeah, okay.
producer.
Darden Restaurants is up $3 at 121. You're just trying to get the producer around. I can tell.
It's
Under
fun.
Armour, they're going to cut 400 jobs. That's about 3% of global workforce, cutting costs as it feels the heat from Nike and Adidas. The stock is up 3%. Tesla, National Highway Traffic Safety Administration just gave the Model 3 a 5-star safety rating in every category. Who cares about Musk and pot? It's at $300 a share right there. To Facebook, building a war room to battle election meddling. They're a little late, aren't they, David?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a total no-win situation because even if they're successful in clearing a lot of these posts away, the people on the left are going to say they're trashing their posts. The people on the right are going to say the same thing. This is why Facebook is down 8% so far this year.
But it's a modest bounce to 165 this morning. Got it. How about this one? Delta. Following JetBlue and United's lead, they're increasing the price, or the fee, rather, for their first check bag to $30. One check bag, $30, please.
Yeah.
So they're following JetBlue and United, but, it's a tough business when it comes to airlines. I was just talking to Ashley about this. How many investors have actually made money in airlines over the years?
Fair point.
Tough industry.
Razor-thin margins.
They're doing this, bag fees, because they can.
Well, no, you have to pay for jet fuel costs. I mean, jet fuel has risen, I would say, close to 100% over the past year. So if you're paying more for jet fuel, you have to find money somewhere else.
If they didn't have full planes, they wouldn't be raising the baggage costs. I mean, they're doing it because
and they're charging
can.
people more for seats, whether it's booking earlier online or seats closer to the exit.
I'm in on a diet to make sure I fit into the seats.
At this point, all eyes are on American Airlines. Will they follow suit?
Yeah.
And people say it's just $5. What difference will it make for American? But $4.7 billion American makes each year on these ancillary fees. So just a 5% uptick in that can make a big difference.
A lot of money.
Show me Nike's stock, please, because Nike says it's sold out of merchandise since that Colin Kaepernick ad. And the stock has gone up to $85 a share. Hey, Scott, love it or hate it, doesn't matter. Nike identified their key audience, sold to it, and did well with that ad. What do you say?
Yeah, and I think hate it or like it, they got some PR that maybe got people thinking about, maybe I should go look at some new shoes, and maybe they bought Nikes because they believed in the ad. Now, here's something funny. We own Nike, and Nike was kind of on a roll prior to this political statement, but I had some clients call me and be like, hey, if they do this again, we want to sell it. Obviously, we haven't yet, but it's just something to keep an eye on because they're walking a pretty thin line here.
You had people who wanted to sell because they went political with Colin Kaepernick. That's interesting. Actually,
You're talking about how many records we have. This from our senior editor, Charlie Brady, who keeps track of these things. Since Election Day, if the Dow finishes above 26,616 today, it will be the 100th record close. Again, since Election Day. 100.
You guessed at 74.
I wasn't that far off.
It's 100. If we close above...
Charlie Brady, 26,616.
It'll be the 100th record since in the Trump
election.
era.
Isn't that incredible?
Just amazing. Here you have it. It's 9:40 Eastern Time.